Question 1. What should you do before making a U-turn? A. Give an arm signal as well as using your indicators. B. Check road markings to see that U-turns are permitted. C. Look over your shoulder for a final check. D. Select a higher gear than normal. The correct answer is C. Look over your shoulder for a final check. Question 2. What should you do as you approach this bridge? A. Move to the right. B. Slow down. C. Change gear. D. Keep to 30 miles per hour. The correct answer is B. Slow down. Question 3. Where should you avoid overtaking? A. Just after a bend. B. In a one-way street. C. On a 30-mile-per-hour road. D. Approaching a dip in the road. The correct answer is D. Approaching a dip in the road. Question 4. What does this curved arrow road marking mean? A. Heavy vehicles should take the next road on the left to avoid weight limit. B. The road ahead bends to the left. C. Overtaking traffic should move back to the left. D. The road ahead has a camber to the left. The correct answer is C. Overtaking traffic should move back to the left. Question 5. What should you do if your mobile phone rings while you're driving or riding? A. Stop immediately. B. Answer it immediately. C. Leave it until you have stopped in a safe place. D. Pull up at the nearest curb. The correct answer is C. Leave it until you have stopped in a safe place. Question 6. Why are these yellow lines painted across the road? A. To help you choose the correct lane. B. To help you keep the correct separation distance. C. To make you aware of your speed. D. To tell you the distance to the roundabout. The correct answer is C. To make you aware of your speed. Question 7. What should you do when you're approaching traffic lights that have been green for some time? A. Accelerate hard. B. Maintain your speed. C. Be ready to stop. D. Brake hard. The correct answer is C. Be ready to stop. Question 8. What should you do before slowing down or stopping your vehicle? A. Sound the horn. B. Use the mirrors. C. Select a higher gear. D. Flash the headlights. The correct answer is B. Use the mirrors. Question 9. You're following a large vehicle. Why should you stay a safe distance behind it? A. You'll be able to corner more quickly. B. You'll help the large vehicle to stop more easily. C. You'll give the driver a chance to see you in their mirrors. D. You'll keep out of the wind better. The correct answer is C. You'll give the driver a chance to see you in their mirrors. Question 10. Why should you use your mirrors when you see a hazard ahead? A. Because you'll need to accelerate out of danger. B. To assess how your actions will affect the traffic behind. C. Because you'll need to brake sharply and stop. D. To check what's happening on the road ahead. The correct answer is B. To assess how your actions will affect the traffic behind. Question 11. You're waiting to turn right at the end of a road. What should you do if your view is obstructed by parked vehicles? A. Stop and then move forward slowly and carefully for a clear view. B. Move quickly to where you can see so you only block traffic from one direction. C. Wait for a pedestrians to let you know when it's safe for you to emerge. D. Turn your vehicle around immediately and find another junction to use. The correct answer is A. Stop and then move forward slowly and carefully for a clear view. Question 12. There are objects hanging from your interior mirror. Why could this be a hazard? A. Your view could be obstructed. B. Your sun visor might get tangled. C. Your radio reception might be affected. D. Your windscreen could mist up more easily. The correct answer is A. Your view could be obstructed. Question 13. You're on a long motorway journey. What should you do if you start to feel sleepy? A. Play some loud music. B. Stop on the hard shoulder for a rest. C. Drive faster to complete your journey sooner. D. Leave the motorway and stop in a safe place. The correct answer is D. Leave the motorway and stop in a safe place. Question 14. Why should you switch your headlights on when it first starts to get dark? A. To make your dials easier to see. B. So others can see you more easily. C. So that you blend in with other drivers. D. Because the street lights are lit. The correct answer is B. So others can see you more easily. Question 15. What's most likely to distract you while you're driving? A. Using a mobile phone. B. Using the windscreen wipers. C. Using the demisters. D. Using the mirrors. The correct answer is A. Using a mobile phone. Question 16. You're driving your car. When may you use a handheld mobile phone? A. When you're receiving a call. B. When you've parked safely. C. When you're driving at less than 30 miles per hour. D. When your car has automatic transmission. The correct answer is B. When you've parked safely. Question 17. You're driving on a wet road. What should you do if you have to stop your vehicle in an emergency? A. Apply the parking brake and foot brake together. B. Keep both hands on the steering wheel. C. Select reverse gear. D. Give an arm signal. The correct answer is B. Keep both hands on the steering wheel. Question 18. What should you do when you move off from behind a parked car? A. Give a signal after moving off. B. Look around before moving off. C. Look around after moving off. D. Use the exterior mirrors only. The correct answer is B. Look around before moving off. Question 19. You're traveling along this road. How should you pass the cyclist? A. Sound your horn as you pass. B. Keep close to them as you pass. C. Leave plenty of room as you pass. D. Change down one gear before you pass. The correct answer is C. Leave plenty of room as you pass. Question 20. When do windscreen pillars cause a serious obstruction to your view? A. When you're driving on a motorway. B. When you're driving on a dual carriageway. C. When you're approaching a one-way street. D. When you're approaching bends and junctions. The correct answer is D. When you're approaching bends and junctions. Question 21. What should you do if you can't see clearly behind when you're reversing? A. Open the window to look behind. B. Open the door to look behind. C. Look in the near side mirror. D. Ask someone to guide you. The correct answer is D. Ask someone to guide you. Question 22. What does the term blind spot mean? A. An area covered by your right-hand mirror. B. An area not covered by your headlights. C. An area covered by your left-hand mirror. D. An area not visible to the driver. The correct answer is D. An area not visible to the driver. Question 23. What's likely to happen if you use a hands-free phone while you're driving? A. It will improve your safety. B. It will increase your concentration. C. It will reduce your view. D. It will divert your attention. The correct answer is D. It will divert your attention. Question 24. You're turning right onto a dual carriageway. What should you do before emerging? A. Stop, apply the parking brake and then select a low gear. B. Position your vehicle well to the left of the side road. C. Check that the central reservation is wide enough for your vehicle. D. Make sure that you leave enough room for a vehicle behind. The correct answer is C. Check that the central reservation is wide enough for your vehicle. Question 25. You're waiting to emerge from a junction. The windscreen pillar is restricting your view. What should you be particularly aware of? A. Lorries. B. Buses. C. Motorcyclists. D. Coaches. The correct answer is C. Motorcyclists. Question 26. How can you make sure that a satellite navigation (sat-nav) system doesn't distract you when you're driving? A. Turn it off while you're driving in built-up areas. B. Choose a voice that you find calming. C. Only set the destination when you're lost. D. Set it before starting your journey. The correct answer is D. Set it before starting your journey. Question 27. What must you do when the amber light is flashing at a pelican crossing? A. Stop and wait for the green light. B. Stop and wait for the red light. C. Give way to pedestrians waiting to cross. D. Give way to pedestrians already on the crossing. The correct answer is D. Give way to pedestrians already on the crossing. Question 28. Why should you never wave people across at pedestrian crossing? A. Another vehicle may be coming. B. They may not be looking. C. It's safer for you to carry on. D. They may not be ready to cross. The correct answer is A. Another vehicle may be coming. Question 29. Why is it dangerous to drive too close to the vehicle ahead? A. Your engine will overheat. B. Your mirrors will need adjusting. C. Your view of the road area will be restricted. D. Your sat-nav will be confused. The correct answer is C. Your view of the road area will be restricted. Question 30. What will happen if you follow this vehicle too closely? A. Your brakes will overheat. B. Your fuel consumption will be increased. C. Your engine will overheat. D. Your view ahead will be reduced. The correct answer is D. Your view ahead will be reduced. Question 31. What's the minimum time gap you should leave when following a vehicle on wet road? A. 1 second. B. 2 second. C. 3 second. D. 4 second. The correct answer is D. 4 second. Question 32. You're being overtaken by a long, heavily laden lorry. What should you do if it's taking a long time for it to overtake? A. Speed up. B. Slow down. C. Hold your speed. D. Change direction. The correct answer is B. Slow down. Question 33. Which vehicle will use a blue flashing beacon? A. Motorway maintenance. B. Bomb disposal. C. Snow plow. D. Breakdown recovery. The correct answer is B. Bomb disposal. Question 34. What should you do if you're being followed by an ambulance showing flashing blue lights? A. Pull over as soon as it's safe to do so. B. Accelerate hard to get away from it. C. Maintain your speed and course. D. Brake harshly and stop well out into the road. The correct answer is A. Pull over as soon as it's safe to do so. Question 35. What type of emergency vehicle is fitted with a green flashing beacon? A. Fire engine. B. Road gritter. C. Ambulance. D. Doctor's car. The correct answer is D. Doctor's car. Question 36. Who should obey diamond-shaped traffic signs? A. Tram drivers. B. Bus drivers. C. Lorry drivers. D. Taxi drivers. The correct answer is A. Tram drivers. Question 37. On a road where trams operate, which vehicles will be most at risk from the tram rails? A. Cars. B. Cycles. C. Buses. D. Lorries. The correct answer is B. Cycles. Question 38. When should you use your vehicle's horn? A. To alert others to your presence. B. To allow you right of way. C. To greet other road users. D. To signal your annoyance. The correct answer is A. To alert others to your presence. Question 39. You're in a one-way street and want to turn right. Where should you position your vehicle when there are two lines? A. In the right-hand lane. B. In the left-hand lane. C. In the either lane, depending on the traffic. D. Just left on the center of the lane. The correct answer is A. In the right-hand lane. Question 40. You wish to turn right ahead. Why should you take up the correct position in good time? A. To allow other drivers to pull out in front of you. B. To give you a better view into the road that you're joining. C. To help other road users know what you intend to do. D. To allow drivers to pass you on the right. The correct answer is C. To help other road users know what you intend to do. Question 41. Which type of crossing allows cyclists to ride across while pedestrians are also crossing? A. Toucan. B. Puffin. C. Pelican. D. Zebra. The correct answer is A. Toucan. Question 42. You're traveling at the legal speed limit. What should you do if the vehicle behind approaches quickly, flashing its headlights? A. Accelerate to make a gap behind you. B. Touch the brakes sharply to show your brakes lights. C. Maintain your speed to prevent the vehicle from overtaking. D. Allow the vehicle to overtake. The correct answer is D. Allow the vehicle to overtake. Question 43. When should you flash your headlights at other road users? A. When showing that you're giving way. B. When showing that you're about to turn. C. When telling them that you have right of way. D. When letting them know that you're there. The correct answer is D. When letting them know that you're there. Question 44. You're approaching an unmarked crossroads. How should you deal with the junction? A. Accelerate and keep to the middle. B. Slow down and keep to the right. C. Accelerate and look to the left. D. Slow down and look both ways. The correct answer is D. Slow down and look both ways. Question 45. The conditions are good and dry. When should you use the 2-second rule? A. Before restarting the engine after it has stalled. B. When checking your gap from the vehicle in front. C. Before using the mirror's signal maneuver routine. D. When traffic lights change to green. The correct answer is B. When checking your gap from the vehicle in front. Question 46. Which color follows the green signal at a puffin crossing? A. Steady red. B. Flashing amber. C. Steady amber. D. Flashing green. The correct answer is C. Steady amber. Question 47. You're in a line of traffic. What action should you take if the driver behind is following very closely? A. Ignore the driver behind and continue to travel within the speed limit. B. Slow down, gradually increasing the gap between you and the vehicle in front. C. Signal left and wave the driver behind to come past. D. Move over to a position just left of the center line of the road. The correct answer is B. Slow down, gradually increasing the gap between you and the vehicle in front. Question 48. You're driving on a clear night. Which lights should you use if the national speed limit applies and there's a steady stream of oncoming traffic? A. Full beam headlights. B. Side lights. C. Dipped headlights. D. Fog lights. The correct answer is C. Dipped headlights. Question 49. You're driving behind a large goods vehicle. What should you do if it signals left but steers to the right? A. Slow down and let the vehicle turn. B. Drive on, keeping to the left. C. Overtake on the right of it. D. Hold your speed and sound your horn. The correct answer is A. Slow down and let the vehicle turn. Question 50. You're driving along this road. What should you do if the red car cuts in close in front of you? A. Accelerate to get closer to the red car. B. Give it a long blast on the horn. C. Drop back to leave the correct separation distance. D. Flash your headlights several times. The correct answer is C. Drop back to leave the correct separation distance.